Hey, how you guys doing? It's your girl Shay. So I'm just bringing y'all another video, but I was doing some cleaning and I was going across I came across some old papers from high school, and I used to take Latin in high school, and I came across this story called Echo and Narcissus. So of course, I had to read it because I was like, hold on, I learned what a narcissist was when I was in high school, but I was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's just a story, but it opened my eyes that things are not just stories, legends, myths. There's truth into, if you look deeper, there's a truth or there's a meaning behind it. And so I reread it, and it's crazy. So basically there was a young man named Narcissus. He was I guess laying by the river or whatever, and he saw his reflection. Now, a lot of women throwing themselves at him, and he's just like, oh, no, I don't want you. I don't want nobody. But then he sees his reflection, and he's like, why can't I have you? And I know at some point, basically, he drowned and died because he was so absorbed in himself. And they also have a flower called Narcissus. It was named after him. And but anyways, how the myth, I guess, that my Latin paper was, it mentioned a nymph named Echo. Um, like it's crazy because when I compare that mythology story to what I've learned about narcissism or narcissistic personality, aka NPD, it's crazy because Narcissus was obviously the narcissist, and Echo was the victim. She loved him. She basically told him, I love you, and he wasn't loving her back, or he didn't want her, or whatever the case may be. And she went through great, I guess she was so hurt to where she became nothing but a voice. She just faded away, and she's nothing more than just a voice, a whisper. And I was like, wow. He affected her that much by say not returning her love, that she just faded away. At least that's how I interpreted the story when I read it. And I haven't been making videos regularly, so when I come up with ideas, I'll write it down on a piece of paper. And literally probably for 2 months now, because it's November, I think today is November 4th or 5th, somewhere around here. I think today's Thursday, election day was Tuesday. Yeah, so anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I haven't been making videos that often, so I was like, let me get back to doing this. And I have the time because technically I'm unemployed right now, because my job was some a-holes and they illegally fired me on Halloween. But so basically, either one or two things, I guess, will happen. Either a lawsuit, and as I tend, they'll settle before they even want to pay me out. But I don't mind. Cash me out, man. Cash me out so that I can stay out. This is week 2 of being home, doing what I want to do. I love writing. Writing's my passion. So I'm going to, of course, have a book that it'll hopefully be published soon. I can't really put a timeline on it because I haven't been writing regularly, but I have a good 50 pages written. This is a book that's been in my heart, in my soul, in my mind. As a truck driver, I have nothing but time. Literally, my subconscious drives the truck. Literally, while my conscious mind wanders and I think of all these great ideas and all this stuff. So, as a driver, yeah, I'm getting paid, blah, blah, blah. But, legit, my ideas are what's going to get me paid. And I would rather do that than to be technically working for somebody else anyways. Especially since, and you're probably wondering well, what's this got to do with anything? Well, I feel like my job is a narcissistic work environment. I mean, I can't tell because I've only been at this location for a couple months before they fired me. But the way they went about it and how they did everything was like narcissistic as fuck, because you can't call me on the phone, and who cares about it being COVID? I'm in a union, and you all didn't call a union rep to, talk. Well, first off, y'all skipped over giving me a verbal warning and then a written warning. Y'all just went straight to freaking termination. Then it's crazy how, like, because we all know, if you know anything about narcissism, like I have learned in the last 3-4 years, the rules work for when they want it to work. So, for example, they can say, yeah, you can leave work early today, that's fine. Then the next day it's like, oh, you left work early, so we're gonna fire you. And that's essentially basically how they did me, basically. Trying to say I left work early. Then they're trying to say that they fired me because I had like more than 2 points under my probationary period. Then it's like, I am confused as to why the hell I'm fired. There shouldn't be no confusion as to why I got fired, baby. You should know what I am fired for. Anyways, the reason why I said it's going to be a lawsuit is because a grievance had to be filed. And so now at this point, it's a waiting process. And at this point, it's legal. Because one, you illegally called me on the phone to fire me. Yeah, Texas is a work the right state, but I'm in a union. And the union is going to fight for me to keep my job. Secondly, when I got hired on at this location, well, technically it was a transfer, because originally I've been with this company for like 2.5 years out in Virginia, and then I transferred here to Texas. So then it's like, they basically, they were trying to say I'm on a 90-day probation. I'm not, because if I was on a 90-day probation, I wouldn't have been able to vote for the union or sign up for the union, and I shouldn't have vacation time, which I do. So, like, and then on top of that, they violated their own terms because the managers had to sign a contract with the union, which they violated. Oh man, they are just all entangled. You see how narcissists get themselves in trouble? They think, I'm so smart, I'm arrogant, I just know everything. If you knew everything, then you should have known that the way y'all went about doing things was illegal, and that there's going to be consequences. Choices have consequences, because when they called me on the phone on Halloween, they basically, like, literally told me on the phone, we've been contemplating your termination for the past 7 days. Now, prior to this termination on Halloween, which was Saturday, as you all know, it was a blue full moon in Taurus or whatever. I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I love to manifest things during full moons and new moons because the energy is much stronger at those particular times, if you're a spiritual person like I am. But anyways, this spiritual, that like moment, basic, because it's funny, I remember writing that I wanted to be free from my job. I didn't expect to be fired, man. Like, no. I wanted to quit on my own terms when I was ready. But I'm not going to lie to you. I should have been making these videos, but I was slacking. I was lazy. And like, the universe is like, look, you said you want to write. You said that you want to make YouTube videos. You are telling me what you want, and I'm giving it to you. And you over here worrying about a job. Really? I'm giving you what you want, girl. You better work with it. So I'm like, man, let me stop making these excuses and like go ahead and, be productive with what it is that I want to do. But that was just a little tidbit. Basically the whole story was to do with what I came across when I was cleaning, because obviously I have time to do whatever I want. I literally have been up at the crack of dawn each day, and I really don't go to sleep till like probably 2 a.m. I feel very accomplished, very energized. It's almost like Like how narcissists suck the life out of you. And that's why I said I feel like it's a narcissistic work environment, because why is the life, like, why do I feel like the life is being sucked out of me? Why am I always so fatigued and so tired? Where now I don't go to work. I get up when I want to. Like, I literally can have only 5 hours of sleep and I still get up before the sun gets up. Like, today I probably got up at 9 o'clock, but, you know, like, I can just work on my own time, which I really, really enjoy. However, if they, like, 9 out of 10, they'll probably have to give me my job back and I'll continue working it. But this is a boost for me to go in the direction that I want to go in, until I can 100% get rid of that job voluntarily myself, not them trying to like fire me and do all this illegal stuff that they're trying to do. But anyways, this was just like my current situation and like what it has to do with narcissism. And then I just wanted to like basically talk about like what I came across with that Latin story and whatnot. But it's crazy. Sigmund Freud had identified narcissistic personality disorder and basically pretty much named it, you know, narcissistic or narcissist after that person, because he was just so abnormally absorbed in himself. And another reason why I say it's a narcissistic work environment is for the simple fact that it's like they get in their feelings and their feelings become facts. And it's like, put it this way. One of the supervisors kept calling me and texting me about a load, right? Now, for example, we go get cans. And so this particular can load that I was supposed to deliver to another location, usually they don't do this on the weekends. So usually they'll send me to go get the stuff from like Houston and bring it back here to Dallas and do it within, you know, the weekend, I guess, the weekend's time. And usually I'll kind of, no lie, I'll get paid off that load like twice, because I'll go pick it up Saturday and then I'll just like park the trucks, let it sit on it, and then go take it and let it go ahead and like deliver it the next day. Now, it's funny to me how that particular day they claim that, oh, we didn't get that load and you stopped a whole warehouse production, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you have 47 to 48 other drivers. Anybody could have took that load. You never told me that the load was hot or that it had to be delivered like that particular day. And then that's another thing that I'm getting to. Since I've been there, one supervisor will say one thing, another supervisor will say something else. And it's like, are y'all purposely trying to mislead me? Like, are you trying to play on my ignorance of learning how things are done? Because see, how I did things in Virginia with the company is different than doing them here in Texas. And on top of that, it's a hassle because I'm learning the different highways and roads and stuff like that. Because like I said, I've only been here a couple months. And COVID is like the perfect fucking like example for me not to actually have to go out and do anything. Because mainly I just want to like kind of just save my money, honestly. I just really wanted to go on a vacation. I couldn't do that this year because of COVID. So I just want to save my money. I just want to sit, chill, and let that be that. And at this point, it's cold. So I'm really not trying to be outside unnecessarily. But yeah, so I mean, that's like the whole thing. And like, I was just like, man, like when I think about narcissism, I'm thinking to myself, like, whose toes did I step on? Like, did you get in your feelings because you were texting me and I replied to a degree, but if I'm busy, I'm busy. If I'm not at work, don't bother me. You bother me when I'm on company time. If I'm not on company time, like, why are you bothering me? You know, is how I feel about it, you know? And so, and then on top of that, normally this one particular supervisor, normally he'll sit there and like send a text message as to like, what my paycheck's gonna be for the week. And it's funny how they fired me, but the next day I didn't get a text message because y'all still owe me a check. Even if I did work 1 or 2 days, you still owe me a check. But it's funny to me how he didn't send out a text message to say how much that check would be. And honestly, I really think he's doing some low down dirty stuff on like cheating me out of money. But that's okay, because when we go to court and all that, and however that's going to play out, I'm going to add that in there. Because just the company doesn't want to take a lawsuit. They'll fire these people before they take a lawsuit. And 9 times out of 10, they'll give me my job back, right? But I'm still going to be protected because I do my job. I don't cause any problems, none of that. So it's like, what can you really, truly fire me for anyway? But the BS reasons that they gave, and now they done wrote it in writing. They emailed it to me. They gave written stuff to my union. You can't turn around and go back into the company system and change things, because that's going to be very suspicious at this point. Once you provided me with what you provided me with in that email, that's all she wrote. When you provided my union rep with what you provided him, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. You can't backtrack. All you're going to do is make yourself look like a liar. And we know that narcissists are liars, pathological liars. You know, I could really care less about what they do otherwise, but how they went about that whole situation was very, very effed up. Very effed up. So I'm actually curious as to like how this is going to play out. And for all this time that I have off, I say time I have off. It's funny. I play it to like the best of my ability. Like, they wanted to sit there and terminate me. And I'm like, well, great. Like, and then this is what mind boggled them. And I know it mind boggled them because they said 3 or 4 times on the phone, well, we're sorry, we regret to give you this bad news and da. Because on the phone, I'm like, yeah, I'm fired. Why? And that's when they begin their circular conversations, their word salad, essentially, on as to why I was fired. Like, how do you say I'm fired for this, but then it's because of this, but then it's because of that, but then in writing you say something totally different than what you said to me on the phone? This is exactly what narcissists do. You know, it fits their narrative. They lie, they twist words, but see, that's the reason why going forward, when I return, I say when, because I'm very confident that or this company can cash me out on a couple thousand, feel me? Go ahead and help a sister out with her business by giving me a great down payment because I sued y'all pants off. That's fine with me too. Either way, I am not losing. I'm a winner, always. And I don't look at myself as ever losing anything. If anything, it's a lesson learned, very, very well learned. And the reason why I know how this whole process goes is because back in Virginia, they tried to burn me on the same type of stuff. But I learned, so I'm not even tripping. But it was just amazing, their responses. Like, narcissists, when they talk to you on the phone, they want to hear the sound of your voice to get an idea of your reaction. But the fact that I was happy, like, huh? Oh, well, great. Well, that's great that I can be rehired October of next year. Why the hell would I reapply to a job that fired me? That's my logic. But yeah, it's nice to know that I'm still on good terms with the company and this and that. They didn't expect me to still maintain my professionalism. They didn't expect, or they didn't understand why I was still happy. Why don't get me wrong, it wasn't until later my heart did kind of sink a little bit, because it's like, dang, it's COVID. I don't know if I'll be able to get another job because Virginia's tripping about my license, trying to they suspended it. And then I had to get that fixed via the phone. And now they want to sit here and try to cancel my license. So I was like, the universe is just trying to tell me that truck driving is no longer it. Even though I gave myself a 5-year plan in it, some things I didn't anticipate. I didn't anticipate getting a new car and having a car note and some other stuff going on. So that's the reason why it's like the firing part kind of took me, it blindsided me, most definitely. However, I know that I did nothing wrong. But I was like, it's all good, But they truly are mind boggled as to why I was so chipper on the phone, because they just kept saying, well, we regret to inform you. Well, I know this is bad news. See, I've programmed myself to not understand the word bad. Because if I don't understand the word bad, I won't ever feel bad. I won't ever feel mad, sad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll be frustrated or, I'll probably be sad, But I'm just simply saying, like, I have programmed my mind to not understand what bad is. Like, having a bad day. I don't know what having a bad day is. I do know that, I walked outside, I tripped and fell in a muddy puddle. Darn, I done messed up my pants and now I gotta go back. Whatever might have happened to be considered a bad day, I always try to look on the bright side of things. Always. So when they come terminating me via the phone, I was happy, but I was a little bit sad because then my mind started going into work. Like I started to try to drift into fear, essentially. And I had to catch myself and tell myself, there's no reason to fear. Thank God I'm smart enough to have an emergency fund in the bank, that'll prevent like eviction and repossession of my car, things like that. Because it's not going to kill me to be out of work for like, I don't know, I'm going to say maybe 3 months. But I do have a problem with the fact that as I'm paying for bills or food or putting gas in my car, things of that nature, like my car has to go to the shop because I got to get new brakes. So money's leaving my pocket and I don't have an income right now. And this also taught me right now, I'm only 29. I'm still young. I'm not even 30 yet. I'll be 30 next year. But this basically taught me, like, even the whole COVID situation. One, you can have a job one day and then boom, not have a job the next. And then like basically just try to like create backup plans always. Like, I have never had a problem with my driver's license because I needed to do my job. Now suddenly I'm having issues, like suddenly it's suspended, and it was only suspended because Virginia thought that I didn't have insurance, and I'm like, I have insurance, but I switched it to Texas because I moved here. Duh. I can't go get new plates and tags or switch my driver's license over yet because shoot, I can't even go to the DMV until April 2021, And so I'm like, wow, I feel like it's just a sign that, hey, truck driving, this is the end of the road. But I'm going to keep my CDL. I worked very hard for it. I paid $4,000 out of my pocket that I didn't have because back then, I was broke. And I literally maxed out my credit cards to get that license. And ever since I got that license, I've made more money since. But now it's time for me to continue to grow and expand. So being that I've always loved writing and, there's a couple other things such as this YouTube channel, to not only get the word of narcissism out there and to tell my story, which is also healing therapy or therapeutic to get certain situations out there, because I'm pretty sure there's other people who could probably relate to my situation, whether you're younger, older, or the same age as me. Age is irrelevant, honestly. But experiences are, I guess you could say, priceless. Like, there's probably people out there who can truly relate to what I'm saying. And Someone once told me that your past pain or your problems can help someone else who may encounter those problems or who's going through those exact same problems, because we're all human. Well, minus Narcissist. To me, they're creatures, but to the humans, the empaths of the world, we tend to go through a lot. But anyway, so that was like my life, story as of right now. It's early November. I think today is like the 5th. Let me check and see. Yeah, today is November 5th. And so that's like my current situation. So literally I got fired 5 days ago. So, and then prior to that, I was off because my license was suspended, and I've just been enjoying these almost 2 weeks now that I've been off. It's giving me time to do this channel, talk to you guys, and go from there. But I hope you all, have a great day and everything like that. And my cat's over here running around. It's always when I'm starting to talk and I'm like on fire and passionate about what I'm talking about, that here they come wanting to play and make all this background noise. But anyways, you guys have a great day, and you guys be the best people that you can be. My motto is, you're not in competition with anyone else. The only person you're in competition with is you. Now, and I say that because if somebody's in competition with you, I'm not saying there are narcissists, but generally narcissists compete with everybody around them. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, I wouldn't even consider, like, let's say like a good friend of mine, and we were competing for something. It's friendly competition. It's like, okay, well, great, but we're both going in the same direction and doing good. It's not like, oh, I'm going to compete against you because I'm jealous of what you got and what and it's crazy because the jealousy is such a low vibrational energy. I work from my heart space, my heart chakra. Like, that's the space I work in. So it's like when I come across somebody who, oh, I'm jealous, I'd be like, you can't, my energy can't, we ain't vibing, because I'm not the jealous type, like, at all. Like, if anything, like, my favorite sport, my dream car, a Lamborghini. If I met somebody, or I have a friend, or something, and they have a Lamborghini, yes, I want to be in that thing. I want to be in the passenger seat. I want to be touching everything, feeling everything. But I also respect their boundary and their space. I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, can I drive it? First off, I don't impose myself on people like that because that's not my property. Now, if they like volunteer, like, hey, you want to drive it? You want to give it a test drive? I'm not going to turn it down. But that's only if they asked me, would I like say yes. But I wouldn't sit there and ask that person, so when am I going to drive your car? Like, to me, that comes off as entitlement. And I really don't like people. I've had some dude ask me that weird stuff. He was like, so when you gonna let me drive your car? Never. You don't pay the bills for this car. Like, I don't even know where you got that from. But anyways, guys, this video is like 28 minutes. So, but anyways, love you. Bye.